Hi, this is Manuel, Delta Lima 2, Mike Alpha November. Welcome back to my channel. This video is about the exciting news that my client has been accepted by the Winlink team. Thanks to Rob for that, for working with me. It actually worked pretty flawlessly. They made even some exceptions because you have to know that a Winlink client normally has to provide full user lifecycle management, which means that you need to be able to create an account, delete an account, change password, whatnot. My client can't do that intentionally because I wanted to have something very portable just for mobile setup and of course easy access from your browser on your Shack PC without any hardware restrictions, let's say it like that. So let's get right into it. I'm putting you the link where you can find the software in the description below, but before you click there, please listen to me for a few more minutes to give you some restrictions, drawbacks, some explanations, what to expect, what's not to expect. That would be only fair before you try that software, please. You've heard it in the intro. It's a very light software. So what it can't do, it can't create a Winlink account. So you need to have a Winlink account before you can use that software. So please go to the Winlink webpage, winlink.org, and create your own account. If you don't have one already, you need to have a password. You need to be registered in the system. Otherwise, you can't use that software, because you will need that password for the client. So the gateways will recognize you. The other thing you need to have is, especially for the TrueSDX, decent USB cables. If you want to use it with Android, you need to have USB-C OTG cables. OTG is, I don't know for what it stands, on the go or something like that, I don't know. But those types of cables are required so that Android system is recognizing host devices like the TrueSDX or ICOMs or whatnot. Otherwise, it won't work. You cannot use a USB-C to USB, a micro USB cable, for example, for the ICOM or for the TrueSDX. That won't work. You need to have an OTG cable for Android. For Windows, you can use any data cable that will work. Linux, I'm not sure. Mac, I'm not sure. This is why I'm releasing it, because I need your feedback, what works and what doesn't work, because I can't test any case. I built the app around my needs, what I figured, what I wanted to use that app for. That brings also some restrictions with it. For example, I have the IC7300, which is a 100 watt stationary transceiver, so I didn't dare so far to build it, to make it available in the Android version. If you feel you need it, I probably can integrate it. However, it's a little bit of an effort, so I didn't do that because I figured, well, I'm using my ICOM 7300 in my Shack anyway, so it's okay to use it from PC only. What is available in the mobile version of it is the IC705 QMX TrueSDX. However, this one is tricky. There will be a little bit of bugs. You need to know that you have to have certain adjustments for the TrueSDX, but the software is making you aware of that. Just don't ignore that, please. Otherwise, you will probably get frustrated. What you also need to know, there's additional transceivers inside that are marked as preliminary or untested. If you have such a transceiver, please test it. Give me feedback if it works, or if it doesn't work, what does not work, so I can integrate it. The other question probably will come, can you integrate this X, Y, and Z transceiver? And I can give you a guideline what I will do and what I won't do. What I will do, what I can do, is transceivers that communicate via only a USB line. That means no additional hardware, no additional adapters. For example, I won't probably integrate FT817, FT818 because they need a special translator. I won't do that. I will only use transceivers that are directly capable of connecting to your smartphone or to your PC without any additional hardware. That is my hard cut, because otherwise I won't be ready. So if you know of any transceivers that support connection via USB only, maybe even via Bluetooth. That might even work right now. I couldn't do it for the IC705. I could connect it for cut, but not for audio. It didn't work. There might be some options, however, not at this point. So please test what's available and please let me know what you think, what's your experiences. Please leave comments if you tried it. Yeah, and I need to make you aware. The software is now on a page, on my page. For you to use it locally, there's an option to install it. That's also explained in the documentary, how you do that, how you download that to your local device. So this way, it will use your local version until there's a new update on my page. It will load that update. But once you don't have internet, and that's the big benefit of that, and that's the whole reason for that, you can use the local version you have on your device. Any data you collect will be only stored on your device, will not be stored on my server, because that would overload it anyway. It's just one directional. So if there's a newer version, if I do any changes and you have that app installed on your device, be it Windows or Android, that's what I tested, it will automatically pull the latest version. And you have all the changes and new stuff without losing your data, which is on your device. The whole idea behind that client was to have an email client that connects to the Winlink network, but is browser-based. I wanted to have a single HTML file that can be transported from A to B to be used on several devices like your smartphone. So if you don't have internet, you can still send an email when you have a shortwave transceiver with you. I mean, the use cases are endless, be it that you're out in the wilderness and don't have cell phone coverage and don't want to afford Starlink or those Iridium-based systems. You still have a way to communicate to the outside and make your wife, your husband know that you're okay. I even added some button to integrate your GPS position. And the other thing I wanted to explain is, why did I use this way to install it via service wrapper and make it available offline? This is because certain functions only work in a secure environment, which means HTTPS based. This means if you load it from your device locally, if you just download the HTML file and execute it, it is not recognized as a safe environment. It needs to be embedded in this HTTPS environment. And when I put it on my server and you download it via service wrapper, it's still in that safe environment and you have all the functionality, including like GPS, like serial connection and stuff like that. So that's a kind of a workaround to get it to do what I wanted it to do. The other thing is the license. It's completely under MIT license. This means you can use it for whatever you like. The beauty about a single HTML file is there is no hidden code. If you go to right click and say view source code, you can see the source code and you can see how I did the things that I did. So this means if you want to use certain portions of that code for your own application, feel free to do it. I would, however, appreciate if you would mention me. Yeah, so free to use, open source, completely available for you for whatever you want to do with that. And of course, one last thing. Even though I'm not a programmer, I needed to use resources that cost me a lot of money, because the paid plans of the AI I'm using and the time I spent to do that, yeah, it was, of course, it's hobby. However, if you want to donate some cents so I can compensate for that, feel free to do that. There will be a donate button on the page. Thanks for that in advance. If not, you don't need to. It's just a voluntary thing. All right, I think that's about it for this video. However, if you watched so far, you're one of the true fans that are really interested, and I like to tease you with some additional info, because right now I'm working on a complete rebuild of the TrueSDX firmware from scratch with the AI. And I will only release that, of course, in conjunction with Guido's permission and Guido's view over, watch over, if it really does performance improvement. Otherwise, this will be will not be released, never be released. However, I'm working on it. So far, I've just reached barely the level that Guido could achieve. But I'm trying. But I'm only working for this now on this now for 1 week. So let's see what we can do with AI. Even maybe we can even improve the TrueSDX with that. That would be great, wouldn't it? Okay. So guys, please test. Give me feedback in the comments below. Tell me what you think, and I will try to read and reply everything and give feedback to you and provide help if needed. Let's see what we can do together. 73, bye-bye.